Sheilas and fellas, today we are going to create the greatest price-to-performance gaming PC of all time by building with parts sourced entirely from Facebook Marketplace deals. That is right, we are going to beat our previous world record pricing on an All-AMD 9800X3D PC with the legendary RX 9070XT. Our previous record was for this baby right here, which in total cost us 1,492 US buccarinos, which turned out beautifully. The link for that full video is down below, but leave that until the end, mate, because not only will this baby cost substantially less than that monolithic AMD masterpiece, but it will also have double the storage, an A-tier 1000 watt PSU, a Lian Li AIO, and by some sheer miracle, 32 gigabytes of RAM during Ramageddon. Now let's head to the car so I can take you to the very first deal that made this whole video possible. Alright mate, we have just hopped in the sausage mobile with Hank and Frank, and we are on our way to pick up the deal of the century or to potentially get stabbed. Either way, it'll be worth it. It is October 4th, 2025, and as Hank was scrolling Facebook Marketplace, he spotted a Gigabyte RX 9070XT for 450 bucks. The listing says this guy is having car troubles and wants to sell it. He looks legit. I talked to him for a while, asked for a ton of photos and videos, and he sent all of them. It's about 45 minutes away. I am bringing both sausages for backup, and if this thing is actually legit, we will attempt to build an all Facebook Marketplace gaming PC for the first time from top to bottom. Pray for our safety and success, and let's get to it. So we have made it to a Wawa parking lot. This fella is running late, and Hank and I have never been so nervous. I am not going to film the encounter because I am a chicken, but I will record our voices to use it for the video or evidence of my assassination. If you want to see Hank record these transactions in the future, send Mark Zuckerberg a message and tell him to send me some meta glasses ASAP. Now let's go get this card, Glizzy.
How's it going, man? Sorry, I didn't want to scare you. I saw the car. How long have you had it for?
Just a few months.
Okay.
Literally 2 months on the nose.
And it ran well? No problems or anything like that?
No problems.
Okay, so what was it, 450?
Yep.
You want me to leave you a review or anything as long as everything's good? Or?
Yeah, get back to me. Let me know how you like it.
Sounds good.
Are you upgrading or?
I flip PCs. So
Oh.
anytime I can yeah, so anytime I can find a deal on a good GPU, I build and build PCs, sell them and everything. I've been doing it for a while now.
Okay, understandable.
So, yeah, it's been fun so far. And plus I get to play with hardware I usually wouldn't. So
That's what I wanted to do.
yeah, I know, yeah, it's
And would you look at this, mate? I've never been so excited in my life. All of our organs are intact. The GPU looks real. Hank is angry because the box has taken up his leg room, but it appears we have successfully obtained a $450 US 9070 XT. This guy was such a nice fella. He even said he wants to get into PC flipping, so good luck to him. I hope he gets his car troubles sorted. Now let's get this treasure home and start looking for more deals.
3 weeks later.
We are so back, dude and dudettes. An entire month has passed. It is now the 1st of November. It is freezing out here where we live, but the deals are finally starting to heat up. We've got 2 deals on the car today and have the Glizzy in the passenger seat with us for good luck. The first is this unbelievable Ryzen 7 9800X3D and X670E motherboard. We talked this fella down to $450, which is absurd to me. But you know what's even more absurd? We found a nice young lady selling a Corsair RM 1000X power supply. It's tier A on the PSU tiers list, and she is selling it for 75 buccarinos. What is happening? We are definitely getting scammed on this one. This is why it pays to be patient on Facebook Marketplace. We didn't just rush to get deals after we found the graphics card. We waited, and hopefully now we are being rewarded, unless of course we end up getting our organs harvested and sent to Singapore. Now let's go grab both of these babies immediately.
Hey, nice to meet you, man. Appreciate you for coming down.
No problem.
Yeah,
It's not too far from me.
and sorry that it didn't work out the other night.
You can open it to check.
Okay, cool, thanks. How old's the motherboard? How old are they?
Yeah, I think I bought this at the same time though.
Oh, you got it at the same time?
Yeah.
Okay. And when did you buy them?
November last year.
Okay. From Micro Center or?
This one is from Amazon. The CPU
Okay.
is from Microsoft.
Okay.
I mean Micro Center.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, and everything's good?
Yeah, everything is good.
Yeah.
I mean, if you have problem, you can just like return to me.
Okay, appreciate that.
Okay, we are 1 for 1 so far. The CPU looks as real as the day the fella at the AMD factory gave birth to it, and the board looks very nice, and there isn't any bent pins. Hank doesn't care at all. He has spotted a squirrel out the window, and he is ready to go hunting, but mate, we ain't hunting vermin, we are hunting deals. Let's go get the 1000 watt A-tier PSU off this lovely lady.
Nice to meet you as well. Thank you so much. So it hasn't been open. Obviously, it hasn't been open or anything. Right? Okay, cool. I have Zell here. Do you just want me to do it through your phone number? Or do
Yeah.
you have a scan or anything? Okay. Okay, if there's any problem with the money or anything, just let me know, okay?
Yeah. Okay.
All right, thank you so
thank
much.
you.
Have a good day.
We are back at our house, no gunshot wounds, and look how proud Hank is of this deal. We have finally moved out of the Tier C sewers and have finally, for the first time ever, obtained a Tier A PSU. The crazy thing is, this is brand new. It hasn't been opened, the plastic is still on it. I have no idea how she got it or why she's selling it for 75 bucks, but we will take it, cowboys and cowgirls. So all that we have left is the RAM, the PC case, the cooler or the AIO, and of course the M.2. The only thing I am worried about is the RAM is starting to get expensive. But once again, we are going to be patient and make sure this build is the best price to performance PC ever made.
6 months later.
We are back after what feels like a lifetime, and patience was not the right approach on this because RAM prices have skyrocketed, but fear not. We may have finally found the rest of the parts needed for this build, and let me tell you, these deals do not come easy, mate. It is Monday night at 10 p.m. It's the end of November. Hank has work tomorrow at the Chimkin factory, but he's committed to finishing this PC build. Let's start driving and I'll keep blabbering on about the deals we have found. All right, now that we are on the road, let's break down these deals. We first found this dude selling 2 terabytes of Samsung storage for 120 bucks. We talked him down to 110. Now, is that a good deal? Meh, even M.2s are going through the roof right now, and these Samsung drives are like $170 brand new, so we'll definitely take it in this market. Thankfully, while we were scrolling Facebook Marketplace, we also found someone selling a PC case and AIO combo for 150 bucks, and it looks really nice. I have no idea what the brand is, but it has a Lian Li AIO and apparently 4 Lian Li Infinity fans. We were trying to talk him down to 100 bucks when he mentioned that he has some other PC parts that he could potentially bundle, and one of those parts was 32 gigabytes of DDR5 RAM. Our prayers were potentially answered. It was the Vengeance ARGB kit, and I think that's like a CL of 38, so pretty terrible, but desperate times call for desperate measures. We asked to take the case, the AIO, and the RAM off him for 250 bucks. He was insistent on 350, and after some back and forth, he settled for 300 spankers. Now, back in the day, this would have been an absolutely pathetic deal, but this is Ramageddon times right now, so I am jumping for joy with these babies. We did find some other RAM sticks on Marketplace going for like $200, but there are a much further drive, so the fact that we were able to pair these babies with the Lian Li case and AIO for $300 total, mate, we will take it. Now let's go finish this build.
How's it going? Sorry about that. I thought
It's much brighter over there.
yeah, I realized that, but I saw it just pulled me into here on the map, so
Yeah, I
that's
understand.
fine.
There are some people, yeah, they come in here. Do you have anything to test? You want to test this?
Nah, I trust you. Yeah,
Okay,
it should be
alright.
fine. So there's 100, and then I'll get you the other.
All right,
That's all right. I mean, I'm putting it in a PC build, but yeah, I trust you. I just picked up a case and some RAM for a good deal, so this pretty much completes what I need.
okay.
So let me. So what did you use it for? Is it like?
I put it in the ROG outline.
Oh, okay. Oh, that makes
Yeah,
sense.
yeah,
All right, cool.
it works
I
great.
need the last 4 numbers.
Happy days, mate. We are back at home. We got given the Samsung 2 terabyte SSD in a baggie like it's some sort of illicit substance, but we had the case and AIO down here, and more importantly, the absolute deal of the century, $200 CL36 RAM. What a joke PC flipping is becoming. First, we go through a GPU crisis throughout the first half of this year, and now we're going through a RAM crisis. Ugh. Anyway, it's finally time to bring Frankenstein to life and build this PC and see if it actually posts or if we got scammed. I probably should have been testing these parts out individually as I got them, but I'm too lazy to do that, so I am so nervous right now. Hank, how are you feeling about all of this?
I hate so much about the things that you choose to be.
Yes, I know it's way past your bedtime. All right, let's go build this thing. We are back in the studio, ladies and gentlemen, and we have recovered all of the Infinity Stones, and now it's time to assemble the gauntlet, aka this unbelievable 9070XT 9800X3D beast of a PC. Brought to you entirely by Facebook Marketplace. Good job on these deals, Hank, you're a good boy. But we are missing the one thing that made this entire video possible, the GPU. Thanks to Gigabyte, our favorite graphics card manufacturer, but our most hated motherboard brand. I just can't believe this dude was selling it for $450 off rip. We didn't even try and negotiate. The best deal we have ever had on one of these cards is around $540 from Micro Center Open Box, and we love the look of this particular card. The only issue I can see right now is it has 3 PCIe power connectors, and we can't use cable extensions in this build because we didn't buy any off Facebook Marketplace. Good thing that arguably our second best deal that we got is this RM1000X Corsair power supply, tier A on the PSU tiers list. We have turned a new leaf, mate. It's tier A or nothing from now on this channel. And this baby is beautiful. 1000 watts, 80 plus gold, fully modular. What more could you want in a power supply? And for $75, this young lady has made our dreams come true. Now, we will see you later on, beautiful tier A power supply, once we are ready to build out the case, but we have to start with the motherboard. This X670E Gaming Plus Wi-Fi from MSI, you'd struggle to get more higher end than this baby from this generation of motherboards. 4 M.2's USB-C header, great VRMs, a feature-packed rear I.O. with 1 billion USB 3s and a dragon painted in the top left corner. Crazy stuff, mate, and this thing came bundled with the best gaming CPU out there, the Ryzen 7 9800X3D. 8 cores and 16 threads, brand new. This thing by itself is 469 American chicken wings, but bundled with the motherboard off Facebook Marketplace, this dude came in clutch and sold us both for $450. Incredible stuff. We love you, mate. Let's just pray that it actually turns on and none of these pins are bent. Now, moving on to the RAM, you can argue it's either our best or worst deal of all time, depending upon the context. DDR5 Vengeance ARGB CL36 for $200. Now, theoretically, this is the worst price we have ever paid for RAM, but in reality, DDR5 32GB sticks as of this time that I am building this thing, which is the 4th of November, cost upwards of $350 to $400. So I guess it's a good deal. Ugh, how are we going to keep building next year, mate? Hank's going to have to join Only Dogs to get us RAM money on the side. Moving on to the M.2, this was a decent find, a 2TB Samsung drive with no heatsink for $110 dues. The guy said he was using it inside an external drive and attached to a ROG Ally. Well, you're in a better place now, Mr. M.2. You're going into the most powerful AMD machine possible.
That's what I'm talking about.
The board is all built out and it is looking sensational, and it is ready to go into this beautiful case. Frank is warming it up for us, but that'll do, donkey. That'll do. Get out of here. Originally, I thought this was a Lian Li case due to the AIO and fans, but it's actually an Okanos case, so clearly we are dealing with a man of fine taste. I went onto their website, and surprisingly, these were all of the cases that were up there, and I can't see this case anywhere in sight, so I have no idea what it is, and I don't think you can buy it anymore, but she is looking beautiful. 4 Infinity fans thrown in, 2 USB 3s and a USB-C on the front I.O. along with a button that controls the included ARGB fan hub, and then this Lian Li AIO came already attached. Now, we have never used a Lian Li AIO because in our opinion, their fans and AIOs are a rip-off, mate. So overpriced because they have the brand name, but for 100 spankers for this beautiful case, fans, and AIO, we will happily use it, mate. Thanks for the deal. Now, let's quickly yeet the motherboard into the case with no regard for human life, and there is a ton of room in this naughty boy. The guy gave us the mounting bracket and even the thermal paste that came with it, as he said he used a more expensive one. Well, good for you, mate. We are the cheapest human being in the world, and Hank is the cheapest sausage dog alive, so we are going to use this. The cool thing is it also came with a spatula, so for the first time, we will be painting on the thermal paste, mate. Get excited. We start by, of course, throwing on the entire tube as per usual because we are a madman. Then we start painting like Van Gogh, and
You cannot be serious!
look at our masterpiece, mate. Absolutely disgusting amount of thermal paste, just the way Hank likes it. All we got to do now is screw the pump head on little by little each side, and Danny DeVito is your long-lost father's brother. You are good to go. So here we are, mate, and now it's time for your favorite moment, the insertion of the GPU, but we are missing the hairy sausage. A quick clap of the hands, and there he is, the architect behind this price to performance beauty. Now, like I said before, we can't use cable extensions because we didn't find any on Facebook Marketplace, but look at the 3 PCIe connectors we need to insert into the GPU. What an absolute mess, mate. This is going to look disgusting. Anyway, it's time to grab this amazing $450 9070XT 16GB and throw it into the top PCIe slot like a Harlem Globetrotter. And as per usual, that is too easy. Let's check in with our little deal finder. And goodness me, look at the attitude, mate. He's got his top lip up and he's given us the side eye. Take it easy, mate, before we start wrestling. Now let's go turn this thing on. We are ready to go, and before we even turn it on, this thing is already looking like our best work. Well, I mean, sort of. It is kind of being ruined by the 3 PCIe cables going in. They look disgusting, but it does match the channel's theme of us being the worst cable manager of all time. Atrocious stuff, mate, but rules are rules. This is the all Facebook Marketplace PC. Now let's get 2 firm handshakes from this long boy, give him a little snack, and turn this beast on. My God, mate, this is looking incredible, and I now have UV or melanoma due to the ARGB beams being shot directly into my retinas. Switching it up to green, and that's a bit better, mate. Do you like it, Hank?
I like turtles.
Yeah, he does. This thing only has 4 Infinity fans, which is disrespectfully low for us, but the guy said they are Lian Lee fans, and we have a Lian Lee AAO, so maybe the fact that they are legitimate makes up for that.
Nope.
Now let Hank know down below, did he cook on this build, or is he cooked? But stick around, mate, because once we unveil both the price we paid to build this monstrosity and the profit we made flipping this thing, you will have a heart attack. But first, let's go see how good this thing is at gaming. Starting out with Marvel Rivals, 1440p high settings, no upscaling, no problem, mate. Over 250 frames per second. And those Lian Lee fans in AO are keeping this thing as cool as a cucumber, under 60 degrees on both the CPU and GPU, and Hank went full sweat mode on this game. A 20 elimination streak at one stage, followed by a hot dub and the MVP, and look at his stats, mate. He has double the damage of every other player. He is filthy when he's using his waifu Wanda, mate. But we all know it isn't this glizzy skill, it's this PC. This thing is a beast. What about a cheeky bit of Battlefield 6, mate? Hank loves this game and is addicted to sniping, and this PC allowed him to become a born-again virgin with it. We actually had this set to 4K high settings with FSR upscaling set to quality, no frame generation, and an easy 110 frames per second, and an easy dub. Hank is loving this PC, mate. We might end up keeping it. How about we switch it up a bit, back to 1440p, this time on the finals at epic settings with FSR set to quality. And can I interest you in 160 frames per second while Hank runs around with the invisible manlet? He is putting people into the dirt using a pistol, stealing cash outs, and hitting a lick with another massive dub. That's 3 victories in a row. What a time to be a sausage using an all-AMD PC. What about Formula 125 at 1440p high settings with no upscaling or ray tracing in Viva Las Vegas in the rain in a filthy Ferrari? Well, mate, let me tell you, we are getting a filthy 260 frames per second, smoother than the smooth operator Carlos Sainz, and if I stop posting after this weekend, it is because Oscar Piastri has choked the championship in Abu Dhabi. For the love of God, please pray for this man. It's all Hank and I have left now that Ramageddon has rendered me and Hank useless at flipping and building PCs. Anyway, Cyberpunk 2077, how about Cyber Easy to Run 9070XT? Ultra ray tracing settings with FSR set to quality at 1440p and a cool 71 frames per second. This is by far the best price to performance PC potentially ever created in the universe, but why stop there, mate? Let's go into Rainbow Six Siege and play with a bunch of dunces. 4K, every graphics setting set to max with no upscaling, and we get an easy 209 frames per second. We did our best to carry our team on our back, just like LeBron did back when he versed the Spurs when he was a youngster, but it isn't enough, mate. A fat loss with 5 eliminations. More than anyone else on both teams, but not enough, Hank. Go hit the showers. You're done, Glizzy. Anyway, oh God, what is that terrible sound I'm hearing? Is that someone asking me to benchmark Black Ops 7 multiplayer? Oh my God, please, for the love of God, no! Fine, 4K, FSR 4 set to quality, no frame gen, 104 frames per second, great FPS, mate, but a terrible game. Stop asking me to benchmark this. Finally, we finished with Fortnite, baby. We are absolute buns at this game now. People used to say AMD graphics cards are terrible at Fortnite, but at 1440p, we are getting just under 300 frames per second on performance mode settings, so everything low at DirectX 12, but view distance set to epic. Too bad Hank has lost all his aura at this game and is now cheeks. Even with Hank Hill as his skin, he gets destroyed by a 7-year-old kid screaming 6'7" and eating Cheez-Its. So we are back from the benchmarks and prepared to have your mind blown all up. This PC cost Hank $1,301 US. Yes, you read that right. During Ramageddon, we built a 9070XT 9800X3D PC with 32 gigabytes of RAM and a 1000 watt tier A power supply for $1,301. It does not get any better than that, ladies and gentlemen. Give Hank the crown right now. And given how good this thing looks, we thought, screw it, mate. We are putting this thing on Facebook Marketplace for $1,899 and on Newegg for what I thought was a pretty outrageous $2,199. This is unfortunately the only way we can overcome the ridiculous 10% fees we have to pay to Jawa on these things. But the question is, why did I go with $2,199 on the price? Well, I actually did market research on Jawa, and the cheapest 9800X3D 9070XT build that I could find that was full ATX were all above $2,500. So I figured, all right, we can make this price work, and make it work we did. Usually this is the time that I would read out insane Facebook Marketplace messages from people lowballing the absolute pants off me. But mate, I had no messages because this thing sold on Jawa for the $2,199 price point 2 days after posting it. It's getting shipped all the way over to San Francisco as we speak, and this fella is going to love it. So in total, after all the fees, we got a payout of $1,951.61. So given that we built this baby for $1,301, we smashed our previous world record flip with a total profit of 650 United States turkey breasts. What a time to be alive. Great job, Glizzy. So overall, I give buying parts and flipping them off Facebook Marketplace an 8 out of 10. Now, it did give us our most profitable PC flip ever by far, but it did take us over 3 months to find all the parts. And we also risk getting scammed, stabbed, and having our organs stolen. So it can be great, but it also has its drawbacks. But do you want to see how we flip PCs in bulk to make great profits? Click this video in the top right corner and get out of here, mate. Me and the Glizzy love ya. Goodbye.